Hello, welcome everyone to next Ureshino video. Today we are actually starting chapter 3. The main theme of it is going to be that Gote is going to decline the pawn-rook exchange. And I would like to show you one of the variations because it's pretty cool and I don't wanna put too much knowledge in your head at once. Let's see that first cool variation. So what is going to change from the other variations? Well, previously, as we remember, Gote was exchanging this pawn, we were dropping the pawn to 8-8, and they were either moving the rook back or keeping it floating. This time there will be a little bit of change, because they move the silver upwards and they don't exchange. Which de facto means they're gonna be a little bit faster with the boggin advancement. And we're gonna see one example of that. If we were to continue naturally, and do it the same way as we did. Yeah, previously we used silver to defend something like this. Yeah, we used this silver to defend the boggin, but in this case, as you can see, we are a little bit late for that because the silver is already here and they're almost pushing this pawn. So let's find out, are we exactly failing and how. One of the lines that the book is showing us is that if they attack, of course we're gonna attack as well. And here Gote has an option to attack directly or defend one more move, both of which won't be too bad for them. Let's see this one first, it may seem more natural. We're gonna move the rook back, attacking the silver, but of course they don't mind, they attack here. If we take, we can promote. So takes, and king comes closer to help with the defenses. But as you can see, they managed to exchange the silver for the gold, they managed to exchange the rook pawn. It's not a bad result for them. So let's consider the more direct line, which is gonna be a little bit better for them. Because here we have two options here, trying to defend or not. Let's try first not defending. You will see that boggin simply succeeds, and previously we had a pawn here so they couldn't attack, but here they dropped their pawn and they're de facto breaking through because yeah, we have no way of defending this square. If we try to defend with pawn drop, unfortunately the result will be quite similar. Pawn drop, if we take it, silver takes. Once more, we have no way of defending this rook promotion, yeah? So this is unacceptable as well. By the way, this will lead to the previous line as well. This time we don't have the dragon, so it's like we gain nothing here. Alright, so basically the result is that climbing silver succeeds in this variation because they were faster than in the previous Ureshino line. Therefore, we have to change our approach. The big variation that I'm going to show you today is a little bit unnatural looking. Our first idea was to push this pawn and activate the bishop as before, but surprisingly we're gonna push this pawn instead, which doesn't allow us to activate the bishop, but it's gonna allow us to do other stuff. What exactly happens when they continue attacking, we're gonna do in the next video. Today we're simply gonna check what happens if they take it with the bishop. Yeah, it seems like we gave them a free pawn. Should be good, right? So there's two possible variations, one of which we just go here. The author says that it's possible, but the general idea will be that we go with the silver. The bishop will go back. And here we're gonna push the pawn 5-6. And you can see the direct connection, yeah, with the previous line, where we pushed it here. There is the fact that we don't have this pawn here, we have the silver, and the bishop is on this square. So it's kind of, we gained a little bit. We managed to open up our bishop in the meantime, right? Here, immediately, yeah, next move, we are able to exchange the bishops, and that's exactly what we want. We're gonna do that. By the way, they could try to prevent it, but it feels weird because they were going for climbing silver and now they're like distracted. So this would be definitely good for Sente here. They cannot change their mind like this, else it's gonna benefit us. So they got with attack, and as promised, we go for the bishop exchange. Rook takes, we're threatening to take the knight, so they defend with the silver. And here, a cool move will follow up. Obviously, we wanna stop them from attacking, but yeah, we could play rook to 5, but we have a cooler move, which is pawn drop 6-2. It's because of the fact that we sacrificed the pawn before. And I think we saw a similar move in the previous variation. This is really Ureshino style, where you sacrifice one of those pawns and then suddenly it appears in front of the enemy king. Really cool to see it reappear in this variation. By the way, there is a small thing that you should know about this position in general. If you were to take the side pawn, this square becomes a weakness, so we cannot do that, yeah, generally in those situations, so keep that in mind. So we go with the pawn, the rook takes, rook goes back, silver is under, about to be taken, so it runs back, and here we take. There's possible defense with the gold, but the book concentrates on the defense with the pawn. In both cases, we want to go back here, because if we don't, once more, this square becomes a vulnerable square, yeah? So keep that in mind. Here, generally speaking, we force them to drop this pawn back on the board, which benefits us greatly, so we are happy, yeah, just go back, stabilize the position. They cannot really change that fact. The pawn is going to be there in the end of the game. So now, the game will continue. Let's see what should we do exactly. Because we have such a great advantage, the general rule will be that we develop slowly, because we can make our position stronger while they really cannot do that, so we will have that strategical advantage. Yeah, we're gonna develop all the pieces, and notice that all the pieces will develop toward the center. Yeah, that's gonna be the main point, similarly to the previous Tetris video. Yeah, all the pieces go toward the center. The enemy will try to activate the rook. If they were to try to activate it here, this wastes them a lot of move. Yeah, they would have to repush this pawn, so they're gonna try to activate it through the center instead. And surprisingly, they will go for the crab silver attack right now. Very funny. We've been using it against them the whole time. Now they're going to use it against us. The rook is under attack, so we go back and the attack starts. So this is a very important middle game principle here. You don't want to fight where they are strong, and they are strong in the center, right? So if we were to take this pawn, they're gonna dangle the pawn behind, trying to activate the knight. It may seem like we can take it, but actually there is this fork, so we would be in trouble in that case. Yeah, so do not enable them where they're strong, and find the counter. And there's one weakness they have, and we're gonna expose it using something called a sniper bishop. A bishop that's dropped far away, usually in your camp, looking straight into the enemy soul. That's the sniper bishop, always a good move to be aware of, yeah? They have to defend. If they were to ignore it, yeah, bishop promotion works the rook and the silver, not very good. So they're gonna defend with the gold. And by the way, there will be a small interesting thing. Somewhere around here, we could have forced their silver back. Yeah, and we could have stopped their attack from happening. But in this case, we would be left without pawns. And this is unacceptable in Shogi middle game, that you're left without pawns. Generally speaking, it's really hard to find an attack without having pawns in hand. It's a losing situation to be in. But in this situation, we will drop the exact same pawn, and this is going to be acceptable because immediately afterwards we're able to take a pawn in hand. So this is a big difference between those two positions, yeah? Now some tactical things will follow up. They're gonna try to activate the rook by dropping the pawn 5-4. And once more, we don't wanna take it, right? We will try to activate our bishop by pushing the 6-4 pawn. They could take it with the pawn or the silver. Notice if they take it with the silver, this time we have this nice pawn on the 4th row, and the knight will join, similarly to what they had here. So this would benefit us. Pawn takes instead, and How would you continue, guys? What would be your idea? We might try to activate the bishop forcefully by taking this pawn and dropping. Seems like we can almost promote it, but actually this gold is well placed and that's not possible. The correct way to continue attacking is to find a way to activate those pieces. This by playing something called joining pawn. Here, if they take, yeah, we activate the previously mentioned knight, so they cannot do that. They would try to bring the gold, and the decisive move is pawn takes 5-4. This is the timing where we take the pawn, because now the gold is under the bishop's influence and we can abuse the silver positioning to promote the bishop, right? Or in other case, we can just take the silver. They cannot defend it with the gold because the same thing will happen. And this variation is obviously good for center, yeah? The main point is that we managed to force them into bad strategical position. We made our Gangi castle slowly developing toward the center, and then using the sniper bishop target their weakness. Keeping the pawn in hand, that was also a very important point. Very good, solid middle game variations to know about. So this is the variation I wanted to show you in this video. But I will have actually 2 more variations in this line, but we will check it in the next one. For now, thank you for watching and see you. Bye bye!